welcome to another production of ParkTV 16 Sports. Tonight we're broadcasting from Armstrong Robbinsdale High School, and this is the Section 5 Boys Varsity High School Lacrosse Final for Section 5. The winner of this match between the Blake Bears, who are 9-6, and the Benilde Red Knights, who are 13-2, earns the berth to go to the state tournament. I'm Robert Christensen, and we're happy to be here with you. I hope you enjoy the match. And we're underway, and that is number 13 with the ball right away. The Blake School wins that first face-off. Thomas Washington, keep an eye on him. He's great at those face-offs. You'll be hearing me call his name quite a bit, and he has the ball right there, and he gives it up over to number 2. That's Jackson Hubler. So Blake gets underway. They won a 2 overtime semifinal, or excuse me, this is, over Armstrong Robbinsdale. That's right, they beat them in 2 overtimes, so they definitely earned their right to be here. And Benilde had their way with St. Louis Park in their semifinal, winning handily. And so Blake takes the first shot. That's from number 7, Jeffrey Santelli. And here comes Benilde on the attack for the first time tonight. And out there first for Benilde, that's number 7, Alex Weber. And there's a quick goal right away. That's Alex Weber, number 27, scores right away within 1 minute of the first quarter. And there is a good supportive crowd here for Benilde. And here, look at that shot by Eric Weber. And boys, he fired up. Benilde St. Margaret's, I think they're ranked number 4 in the state, and they showed why right there off the bat. 2 passes and a goal. So Eric Weber gets goal number 1 for Benilde St. Margaret's. And we're back to the middle circle, midfield, and the face-off, and that's Thomas Washington. He gets really, really low, which gives him an advantage. He's very compact and very strong, and he wins that one well. Maybe won it too well as it goes out of bounds. So, boy, just unfortunate luck there for Benilde. He won it so well, he turned it over. So Benilde will get it back. There's Eric Weber on the sideline. That's Quinn Elin, number 24. Looks like he'll throw it in or start the, okay, we're underway. 10:54 to go, first quarter. Final Section 5 Boys Varsity Lacrosse. So Benilde sets up on offense for the second time. That's Brian Arnold, number 19. Ben Shear, number 22. That's Edmund Hose, number 4. And that's Eric Weber, your number 1 goal scorer tonight. And he comes around. Back to Quinn Elin. Both Elin, Arnold, and Shear, they'll rotate those top 3 outside positions on the attack here. Usually Shear is up top, the point guard, as it were. Elin to his left and Brian Arnold, but it's a little different this time. I don't know if that's to confuse the Blake defense, but nevertheless, those 3 are interchangeable up top there. All right, Brian Arnold has it. Cross pass over to Shear. There's Elin now up top, and he'll trot around to the left side. Now, this is his favorite side over here. He'll take it down behind the goal. There's going to be real patient here. 9:51, you can see on the clock in the screen there. First quarter, and Elin takes a shot, and he bounces it wide right of the goalie, who is in great position. That is Gavin McDonough. He's the goalie for the Blake Bears. Just a 9th grader, McDonough. All right, Elin has it again on the left side. Puts a move on, stopped nicely by Blake. Gives it up to Shear. Benilde, if you haven't seen them before, they're known for just their crisp short passes and numerous passes. They tend to want to throw and pass their ball into a goal, but this time, Quinn Elin rushes the ball all the way in for a vantage point to score Benilde's second goal, and they go up 2-0 in this section final. 2 for 2 on scoring oppositions. Boy, there was number 11 for Will Watkins for the Blake School. Almost got there to knock that ball loose, but just a tad too late. You can see 11, he's got the long stick, and he just got there a little too late on the defense. Didn't recognize what Elin was doing and got caught there. So it's 2-0 Red Knights, and we go back to midfield, and that again is number 3. Thomas Washington for the Blake School, and digging it away from him, and with the whistle, number 12, Karsten Swenson taking the faceoff, but the Blake Bears take it, and there's Washington, number 3. And there's a flag on the play. It looks like it's gonna go against Benilde, so they will go down a man for 30 seconds or a minute, most likely. So the Blake School will try to make something happen here. That's number 9 for the Blake School, Bjorn Helm. Holm still has it, he's number 9, as he trots around the net. Buzz Williams is in goal for Benilde. He had a great match against St. Louis Park the other night to get to this match. Okay, back out on top, number 7 is Jeffrey Santelli for the Blake School. Gives it up to Washington, number 3 there. Nice catch there by Holm. Gives it back to behind the net to Nick Crosby, number 4. Blake School's had lots of success on their lacrosse teams over the years. This is a big rivalry between these two private schools. There's a whistle, and so Benilde will seat a man that might be Alex Webert, number 7. Yep, and he takes the knee. Looks like interference. 32nd is going to be the player advantage for Benilde. We're at the 8:20 mark of the first quarter. There's Webert. So he'll take a cooler there, take a knee. All right, we're underway. That's number 23 for Blake School with it originally here. That's Jimmy Gruber. Gruber is a senior attacker. Gives it up to number 5. That's Blake Weyenhauser. Pass in the middle. Oh! Nick Crosby tried to grab it but couldn't, and Buzz Williams gets the miscue, and Benilde will now have their 3rd possession of the match. So far, they're 2 for 2 in their possessions, and they lead 2-0, just under 8 minutes to go first quarter, and that's Quinn Elan taking it across midfield for the Red Knights. As he comes in, he'll set up shop. There's a pass there to Ben Hose, Edmund Hose, excuse me, number 4. And here comes Quinn Elan right across, and he takes a shot and he scores! Boy, Gavin McDonough, the 9th grader, just didn't see that one at all. Quinn Elan's speed, he just put himself in a wide open move. Look how wide open the middle there was. Armstrong's gonna have to make some adjustments, allowing that soft middle up there. They're way too soft in the middle. Here's the Blake chance, and that's number 4. And he just couldn't handle it. He could have had a quick goal if he had handled it. Nick Crosby had an excellent opportunity. The ball was right there at eye level. Just wasn't able to handle it. So meanwhile, it's now 3-0 Benilde. They're 3 for 3 on their possessions. 3 possessions, 3 goals. And here comes Thomas Washington. He's gonna win these faceoffs, and he scores it on his own. I've seen him do that before. He is incredible to watch, Thomas Washington. Gets the face-off and takes it solo all the way, unassisted. And he's just a junior. I remember watching him last year against St. Louis Park, and he dominated. Just like that. Watch him blow by those guys and put a beautiful bounce pass just right under the crossbar. Nothing Buzz Williams could have done about that. Nice goal there by Thomas Washington. And now it's 3-1. That's at the 7:28 mark of the first quarter. Broadcasting from Armstrong Robbinsdale High School. All right, there's the face-off. It's Washington, and this time Washington wins it. He doesn't get the ball, but the Blake School wins that face-off. See if they can do something with it and cut the lead here by Benilde. It's 3-1. So that's number 4, Nick Crosby. He had a great opportunity the last time they had a possession. He'll bring it around up top, being marked closely there by Seamus Foley for Benilde, number 2. He's just a 9th grader as well, defenseman obviously. All right, and the ball goes over to number 2. That's Jackson Hubler for the Blake School. Hubler will give it up to number 7, Jeffrey Santelli. So Santelli has it, and they are taking their time, and there's a substitution on the fly, and they give it up to Blake Weyenhauser, who just came in. Weyenhauser has it. He tries it back behind the goal pass to Bjorn Holm, and he gives it up, and it goes across, trying to get it to number 23, Jimmy Gruber, but the pass got away from him, and that's a turnover, so Benilde will begin their 4th possession. And Quinn Elan has it there in the backfield. He brings it across midfield. He has 2 goals tonight. for the Red Knights. The other goal, the first goal, went to number 27, Eric Weber. So Benilde sets up, and up top, that's Ben Shear, number 22, senior captain. Red Knights looking to return to the state tournament in boys varsity lacrosse. That's Brian Arnold. Oh, and there's a rare miscue. That's Jack Van Overbeek, number 1, but they get it back. Nice recovery by Benilde. Showing all kinds of composure here, taking their time, being methodical. These two teams met once before back on May 2nd, and Benilde eked that one out 5-4. So if that's any indication of this game, it's likely going to be more on the lower scoring. But so far it's 3-1. If it keeps up like this, it'll be way more scoring. There's a shot there, and it goes off the mark. And so Benilde resumes here. 5:22 now to go in the first quarter. There, we got a clock there this time. That's great to see. All right, so you can see that. Now we've got Brian Arnold with the ball on the right. Gets it over to Quinn Elan. He's going to take a shot, and he gets his 3rd consecutive goal. And the team's 4th in 4 possessions, and Benilde is batting 1,000 tonight. 5 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the first quarter, and Quinn Elan is unstoppable right now. He's already got a hat trick, 3 consecutive goals. I don't think we're going to see any eel pouts or catfish thrown on the field there, but wow, look at that. All kinds of power on that shot by Quinn Elan. So 4-1 is the score with 5:06 to go first quarter. Back at midfield, there's Thomas Washington. He'll probably be there all afternoon, or all evening, I should say. And this time he's going against, that's number 12, Karsten Swenson. So last time I think it was Coleman Reese. He took the majority of the face-off in the semifinal against St. Louis Park. Brian Arnold will get the assist to Quinn Elan on that 4th goal for Benilde. Is the official scoring. Okay, Blake now still has it. That's number 7, Jeffrey Santelli. Back to Santelli. So Blake still very patient. Obviously lots of time left. We're still just in the first quarter. The deficit is still only 3, but they don't want Benilde to get up too far. That's Weyerhauser, number 5. Gives it up to Thomas Washington. Sounds like a president, doesn't it? All right, there is 5, Weyerhauser. Gives it up to Bjorn Holm. There's Holm, getting triple team, getting harassed. Still maintains possession. Benilde had their way with poke checking the ball out of St. Louis Park all night long the other night, and here they force another turnover, and they come down on their 5th possession. And there's a shot with the long stick, trying to go all the way with Karsten Swenson. He basically sprinted the length of the field and was looking for a goal, and he took it from way out. About 15 yards away and off the mark, but nothing hurt there. Benilde still has possession, and now in the game, that's Jerome Newhouse, number 20, junior midfielder. Gives it up to 18, Shea Kinney Leonhardt. So Leonhardt in now, up top to the right. That gives it up to Turner Wine. So they come in to give the starters a rest, and they're very good in their own right. So there's Jerome Newhouse. Turner Wine had a couple goals the other night, so did Leonhardt. And oh, what a save by Gavin McDonough. And here, that causes a breakaway here for number 1. I believe that's Michael DeJoris. Gives it up to Crosby, and so now the Blake School will go to work. 2:41 to go here. Fast-moving first quarter, very few stoppages. Demonstrates how good these teams are. That's Weyerhauser, number 5. Looking for some daylight between him and the goal. And great defense there by Leonhardt, number 18. He's staying with them step for step, and now he strips the ball. What an effort by Shea Kinney Leonhardt. And he gives it up to number 16, and he loses it. Ryan Tucker was 16, but that is Turner Wine. And now there's a whistle and a big round of applause from the very strong Benilde. That's going to be a timeout, I believe. Not clear to me. They're also going to do, oh, here's the replay there. Yeah, it looks like they're going to do some mandatory stick checking. Here's that replay. And that nice save by McDonough. Nice job. The 9th grader stepped up there, prevented a goal.
Good job on the 50-yard line. You picked the perfect spot. Right in the middle.
There's your Section 5 boys lacrosse bracket. You can see how these two teams got here, and it's the number 1 and number 2 seed in the final to go to the state tournament, and I guess that's the way it should be. They're the 2 best teams in the eyes of the bracket makers, and they were right. They have reached the final, so we got 1 versus 2, and it's still a relatively tight match. Benilde has been dominating, I would say. Their score reflects that, 4-1. But not out of reach by any means. Anybody that watches lacrosse, goals can happen real fast and in a hurry. Okay, that's Eric Weber, number 27. Gives it up to Jack Van Overbeek, number 1. His normal position is in the corners around the goal. Ben Shear now back in the game, number 22, and that's Edmund Hose. He plays the left side behind the goal with Eric Weber and Van Overbeek. There's Brian Arnold back in, and so the starters are back in on attack. That's Quinn Elin. He's got 3 tonight. That's Edmund Hose looking for some daylight. Gives it up on the bounce to Quinn Elin. As we approach the 1-minute mark in the first quarter. Quinn Elin. Benilde may strategize just to run the clock down.
1 minute remains.
1 minute to go now. So Quinn Elin looks like he'll go to work here with 1 minute to go. And he's a pass in the middle to Van Overbeek, who looks for Eric Weber, and on the bounce pass, and a second consecutive beautiful save by Gavin McDonough. And the rebound comes out to Benilde, and it's off the mark, and possession. Here's that replay. Nice save by McDonough there. And Quinn Elin taking some hacks as he comes up, gives it up to Hose up top. That's Brian Arnold, 19 now. 30 seconds to go.
30.
Oh, pass just misses, and who did that? Yep, Blake's gonna get it back here. 23 seconds. Can they get down the field fast enough and get a decent scoring opportunity? All right, that's number 28 with it for the Blake School. Bobby Chancellor. They don't have a lot of time. They're going back to the goalie, McDonough. Sure seem to be taking their time here. Okay, they get it ahead, and it eludes Chancellor. And Benilde gets it back. They throw a pass up there, intercepted by Blake, and that will conclude the first quarter. 4-1 is your score. Come on back for the second quarter.
Introducing a breakthrough in time management technology. A whole new day of the week. It's called Someday. Ingenious. Perhaps someday you were going to go skydiving. Enter a hot dog eating contest. Maybe ride a mechanical bull. Now it's on the calendar. You may want to retire someday. Ready for that? You'll really want this. A My Social Security account at socialsecurity.gov. You can estimate your future benefits, plan for your retirement, and how to save for it. If you already receive benefits, you can manage them online. Millions of people already have a My Social Security account. In fact, someone opens one about every 6 seconds. Get yours today, because someday is here at socialsecurity.gov.
Welcome back to Armstrong High School, the home of the Falcons, which is hosting the Section 5 Final Boys Lacrosse meet. The winner of this match will go to the state tournament next week. And right now we're about to begin the second quarter. Benilde scored 4 out of its first 4 possessions to take a 4-1 lead. And that's where we're at here, about to begin the second quarter. Number 1 ranked Benilde versus number 2 ranked the Blake School, and right there is George Washington, number 3. They're in green. The Blake School will be going from our right to our left. Benilde obviously going from our left to our right, and I believe that's number 12 Karsten Swenson for Benilde in white, going against Thomas Washington, and he wins another one. He's very, very good at that. Unfortunately, has not translated many goals. In fact, the only goal they got was by him doing just about what he's doing right now. He takes a shot, and a beautiful save by Buzz Williams. He stops Thomas Washington. That is great action right there. And here comes Benilde down the field, and it's given up to, I think that's Van Overbeek. Yes, it is. No, that's Edmund Hose over there in the sun. So the sun is setting, 80-degree warm temperatures here at the field here at Robbinsdale Armstrong High School. So here is Benilde setting up now for the first time in the second quarter. That is Quinn Elin, 24. Brian Arnold skips in front of him, and here comes Quinn Elin along the right. Being guarded closely there by Michael DeJoris, he's a senior midfielder. There's Ben Shear. Quinn Elin. He's got 3 tonight. And the last 3 consecutive goals. Eric Weber had the first one, and he has the ball now in the sun over there. See if that has any impact on play. Sometimes when a player is in the shade and another one is in the sun and the ball is coming at them and it gets lost in the sun, or sometimes if you're in the shade, you might lose it as it comes from the sunlight into the shade. So can play tricks with your eyes. But otherwise, a beautiful night here in the suburbs of Minneapolis. Okay, there is Edmund Hose. Benilde taking their time. Brian Arnold had the possession here for nearly 2 minutes and have not given up, or not attempted a shot. And Eric Weber tries a double turn, gets knocked down, loses the ball, but recovers nicely and gives it up. Now that's Quinn Elin, and good defense being displayed by the Blake School. Not allowing these guys to get in. I can tell you, Benilde, they're running a lot more than they have in the past 2 matches. There's Eric Weber, and there's the passing that I talked about before. There they displayed how they got that ball all the way around to Eric Weber with just, 4 or 5 quick passes. A nice shot, but boy, Gavin McDonough is a large, tall guy. If you really look at him there, he takes up that whole height of that net. You don't see that very often in goalies in lacrosse. He used his height to his advantage to stop Eric Weber there. Okay, that's Edmund Hose now starting here with 9:29 to go. And there's a shot by Brian Arnold, and McDonough comes up with at least his 3rd or 4th good save here in a row, and he is playing very well. I think if he had any nerves, and he is just a 9th grader, he seemed to settle down, which bodes well if you're a Blake School Bear fan. Okay, there is Bjorn Holm, number 9. He'll work the left side. He gives it up to number 4. That's Nick Crosby. Holm, Crosby, and that's Hubler. Jackson Hubler, number 2, the sophomore midfielder, and that is number 7, Jeffrey Santelli. So the Blake School does a nice job also of making these short, crisp passes. Shows excellent fundamentals, and the ball gets knocked away from Jackson Hubler. Great defense. Oh, we got a whistle. And the Blake School's gonna get it back. So there's interference was the call, so possession remains with Blake. So Jackson Hubler has it again, and he tries exactly what he tried before when he lost the ball, being guarded very closely by number 44 for Benilde. That is Jack Wrigley, of course. And there's a shot, tried to get it in on the screen, and nicely Holm comes up with the shot. Nice rebound by Holman. He has an advantage on the left side, takes a shot and is unable to convert. Boy, he blew by number 17, Evan Eliason, nicely, and he had a chance there, and he just missed the net. Unfortunately for the Blake School, that was an excellent opportunity, and they've had few compared to the Red Knights, so they'd like to take advantage of every one they get. They're playing a very, very good Benilde team here. But with the miss, they get their third possession in a row. So there's Holm. Seems to be asserting himself as one of, look, he blows by him again. This time he gets help though nicely from Karsten Swenson. Great team defense by Benilde, and the ball goes back behind to number 4, Nick Crosby. And there's a shot, and that also goes off the mark. And it appears the Blake School will keep possession for the 4th time in a row after following a shot. So there is Holm. He's working against Karsten Swenson. See if he can do better. Now he gets help from number 2. Oh, and that was intended for 23, Jimmy Gruber. And he looked like he got hurt there, which may have impeded his ability to field the ball. And he just lost it there. And then he came up, looks like some sort of injury. Then he hacks Eliason. And I don't see anybody kneeling, no penalty, but we're back underway. The Blake School gets it back. They've had possession for a long time now. We're at the 6:48 mark. Bjorn Holm with the ball. Nice, nifty pass and catch there to Jackson Hubler. That's not easy to do. Hubler still with it. And there's a pass and a shot, and it also goes wide left. The Blake School having a hard time finding the goal. Got to get it on target if you want to score. But getting their opportunities, they look a lot better on offense than they did in the first quarter by a long shot. So there's Hubler, number 2. He'll trot around. Lots of game left. We're still just midway through the second quarter of this Section 5 final boys varsity lacrosse. These two teams know each other. The campuses are not that far away. Just across 100 and a little south is the Blake School from Benilde. And there's a whistle, and we have a timeout. Oh, timeout by the Red Knights. So yeah, they've been on defense for the majority of the second quarter, and so probably not a bad idea for Rob Horn, the Benilde coach, to maybe discuss a change in strategy. There he is, talking things over with his very successful Benilde Red Knights team. They've only lost 2 matches all year. They have not been tested at all in the preliminary rounds, both the quarterfinals and the semifinals. I think they only gave up a total of 4 goals. Maybe 5. I think they blanked Wayzata, or maybe Wayzata got 1. St. Louis Park got 4 just the other night. So we'll see if the timeout has any positive effect. Well, on either team, I guess with the Blake Bears, they're getting their chances. They just got to be a little more accurate with their shots. And so we'll see if Benilde does anything different on defense, anything noticeable to try to get possession of the ball, because it must be getting a little bit frustrating to be on defense for what I would say is at least 5-6 minutes of this quarter. All right, so we're gonna set up here. The 3 referees get things lined up. There's a few showers in the area. The sun kind of comes out, the clouds move in. I don't think we're going to get any significant rain, but we might get a sprinkler or 2. Could make things a little slippery out there. Okay, we're underway. Number 4 with it. Nick Crosby starts it off. And now that's Hubler 2 on the near side. And there's a shot and a nice save by Buzz Williams in perfect position, and the rebound goes to Benilde. So the timeout yields results for Benilde. And here comes Buzz Williams, the goalie, as he comes across midfield. And he's got all kinds of daylight. And he gives it up to Jack Van Overbeek, and watch Buzz Williams buzz back to the goal. just ran 100 yards. Nice job by him. The crowd appreciates it. And now there's Turner Wine, 42, gives it up to number 18 for the Red Knights. That is Shea Kinney Leonhardt. Number 20, that's Jerome Newhouse. Eric Weber behind. Leonhardt, Newhouse. Just under 5 minutes, second quarter. Not a lot of scoring here. I don't think there's been any. It was 4-1 at the end of the first quarter, and we haven't had any, and we're nearing the end of the second. Both teams might be conserving energy for the second half. Benilde has the lead, but it's not a commanding lead, at least not what they're used to. So there's Jack Van Overbeek, number 1. All these Benilde players are dangerous when it comes to scoring. There's Jack Van Overbeek, nice pass in the middle to Edmund Hosen, and another save by McDonough. He has suddenly been very, very hot in nets for the Blake Bears. Watch this save. Big kid, and he just sees it and pushes it away. Meanwhile, play underway again, 4:14 to go. Here's the replay of the shot by the Blake Bears, and look at that save by Buzz Williams. He just saw it at the last second. We're seeing a nice goalie display by both teams here in the second quarter. Oh my, there's Turner Wine, and he gets stuffed again by McDonough. 6 big save in a row for the Blake Bears. Benilde has the rebound up top. Turner Wine. Newhouse now. Under 4 to go in the second quarter. Turner Wine in the middle to Leonhardt, and he gets pushed back nicely by the Bears. He takes a shot anyway, and McDonough gets his 7th save in a row. He is unconscious in nets. And we got a timeout, and interference might be the call. Look at this replay. Turner Wine, point blank range, and McDonough just stands there. Perfect positioning, makes the save. Clock running now, and there is a shot. That almost looked a little bit of desperation for the Benilde Red Knights. They don't need to be desperate, but I think they might start getting frustrated here. They're used to getting goals, a lot of them. There's Eric Weber, and he gets it to Turner Wine, and he puts it off the mark over the crossbar and out of bounds, and I think the ball will go back to the he just missed it. Didn't follow through or something. I guess Benilde does retain possession. That's Jack Van Overbeek here as we approach 3 minutes to go, and he takes a shot from a questionable angle. The Red Knights showing a little bit of impatience here, uncharacteristically so, but understandably so. They hadn't have a goal all quarter. I wonder if that's ever happened in any of their prior matches. If we look at some of their goal totals, they're all up there, 19, 15, 19, 12, 13, 10, 14, 12. Only 4 so far, and all in the first quarter. So Eric Weber goes to work against number 14 for the Bears. Robert Becker was marking him. Becker's a senior defenseman for the Blake Bears. There's Van Overbeek now for the Red Knights. Up top, that's Brian Arnold back in the match. So is Quinn Elan. So it looks like the starting attacker's in there. Brian Arnold with Benilde's 5th goal of this final match to go to the state tournament. Ends the scoring drought for both teams here in the second quarter. And that brings a big sigh of relief from Benilde. You can almost feel it. They were starting to get a little nervous, I think. They don't want to let Blake hang around too long unless they give them confidence to take them over here. So nice goal there for the Red Knights at the 2:18 mark of the first half, 5-1. We go back to center field. That is Thomas Washington against Karsten Swenson, and Washington wins it. God, he's a tough kid. And this time he gives up the ball. Nice defense there by Karsten Swenson. So I would tell you that face-off win goes to Benilde. since they get the first offensive rush. And look at Carson Swenson, another beautiful save by McDonough. Wow, that's just a ninth grader. Boy, things look good for the goal-keeping duties at the Blake School for several years to come. Blake Bears turn it over. This time it's to number 5, John Stone, another captain for Benilde, and he'll come off after that nice play by him. And now Eric Weber will set up shop. There's Quinn Elin. Minute and a half to go right now. Okay, Ben Shear. They'll probably just sleep the ball here, freeze it a little bit till about the 1 minute mark, and then they'll start to go to work, is my guess. That's what they did at the end of the first quarter when they had possession. There's Ben Shear. He'll wait till about the 1 minute mark, and then when he sees that, he'll start to go to work. And there's the 1 minute mark. Well, it's gonna wait a little longer. But here he's starting to look in. Still no hurry. There's a break there by Eric Weber. And here comes Shear on his own. Gives a rush, and Thomas Washington stops that in a hurry. So Washington on Shear, and there's a nice goal. How did he do that? I think his height advantage over Thomas Washington, and he just surprised him. He lulled him to sleep. What a smart play by Ben Shear. Yeah, he did the little rope-a-dope, didn't he? The Muhammad Ali rope-a-dope. Kind of made a rush, then went back, looked like he was going to take a nap, and then just caught Thomas Washington leaning the wrong way, blew by him, and put in the bounce pass. What an intelligent goal by Ben Shear. 6-1 now with 35 seconds to go in the half. And a 5-goal lead. It's starting to spell trouble for the Blake Bears. They can't get too far behind or it's going to be a problem. Okay, here comes Thomas Washington, and he would love nothing better than to answer that right here at the end of the half to give them some momentum. Boy, the Blake Bears could use a goal here with 20 seconds to go in the half to go into halftime. You can see the clock in the lower left of the screen.
10 seconds.
There's Thomas Washington. He puts a move on, and he comes in, and he scores! With 3 seconds to go in the half. What a goal by Thomas Washington, and it looks like he paid the price. Have to go to the replay. He is in agony, but watch him. Oh, he takes a big hack, 2 hacks, and down he goes. Ouch. I think he'll be all right, but he took some hacks. What a goal. The Blake School second and Thomas Washington second. Look at the move he puts on number 2, Seamus Foley, and comes right in and takes a shot from 17, Evan Eliason, and he'll come off to a nice round of applause. So the score is 6-2. Benilde has a 4-goal lead. They had a 3-goal lead at the end of the first quarter, so they've improved on that just a little bit. Boy, what a nice goal there for the Blake School to go in here at halftime. Gives them some hope. So we're back to midfield. This time Thomas Washington is not out there. Wise move with just 3 seconds. I don't know if a goal can get scored in 3 seconds in a lacrosse match, but we're about to find out if it can happen here. So that is Coleman Reese for Benilde. Can't quite see who that is for the Blake Bears. And Benilde wins it. Reese is going to try to get a shot off, and he does. And McDonough easily makes that save. What a quarter for Gavin McDonough. He truly is the story. The Blake School could be down by a lot more, but that will end the first half. We'll see you at the second half.
If I say heads up, what does that mean to you? It means be aware, be alert. Be prepared to prevent something bad from happening, like a concussion. Most concussions are preventable if you make the effort. Wear a helmet when you bike, wear a seatbelt when you're in the car, and always be aware and be safe. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. You want to prevent a concussion? It's time to be heads up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. ParkTV 16 Sports bringing you tonight the second half of the Section 5 Final Boys Lacrosse Varsity match between the Blake School on Excelsior Boulevard in St. Louis Park, or they're just maybe in Hopkins, versus the Cedar Lake Road Benilde St. Margaret's. They're just a short jaunt down Highway 100. Just a few miles separate these schools, and right now 4 goals separates them in this match. Benilde has a 6-2 lead. They got off to a 4-0 lead before Thomas Washington, who's about to take the face-off here. Benilde will be going from our right to our left, and Thomas Washington and his Blake Bears will be going from our left to our right. And I note right away the Blake Bears have made an important substitution in nets for them as Tyler Hayes. I saw him warming up, and he is a junior goalie, so McDonough is taking a rest, and they're bringing in more experience. McDonough had a great second quarter. He gave up four goals early, but they left him in, and he really settled down, giving up only 2 in the second quarter. But nevertheless, the coach for the Blake Bears, Frank Clark, saw it necessary to make the change. He still gave up 6 goals, and they don't want to do that in the second half, so maybe not a bad move overall. So Blake Bears get the first face-off, and there is the first shot of the third quarter by number 7. That's Jeffrey Santelli. And that ball goes wide right of the goalie, Buzz Williams, who's also had a stellar evening here in nets. He hasn't faced as many shots as the Blake Bears goalies have, but nevertheless, when he has, he's made some great saves as well. Very capable goaltender there, Buzz Williams. Okay, underway. That's Bjorn Holm, and he had a chance and loses the ball just as he was going to take the shot. And the rebound is still loose, and that is Karsten Swenson, and he is unable to catch up to it, so the Blake Bears will retain possession here at midfield. Here's the replay. Just lost control of it. I don't think the Benilde Red Knights caused that so much as he made his move so fast, he was unable to control the ball at the same time. So now with the ball, that's number 2, Jackson Hubler for the Bears. He played most of the first half, had a couple scoring opportunities. Both goals by the Blake Bears were scored by number 3, Thomas Washington, who's on the bench right now. He is a face-off guru. And the ball gets back out. That's number 7, Santelli. And a goal. Wow, what a start for the Blake Bears. They draw first blood in the second half, and that's 2 goals in a row. They scored right at the tail end of the second quarter with 3 seconds left. Thomas Washington took a beating to get that goal, and now number 7, Jeffrey Santelli, tallies the 3rd goal for the Bears. So at the 10-11 mark of the 3rd quarter, Benilde's lead is cut to 3, and we go back to midfield, and that has got to be Thomas Washington. Yeah, it certainly looks like him. And he is going against number 2 for Benilde. That is Seamus Foley, of course. And down goes Thomas Washington on the face-off, and he gets hit hard. I think he's used to it. He is a tough kid. He can take those hits. It would take a lot to get him out of the match permanently. Okay, Blake Bears have it now. Just under 10 minutes. They have the last 2 goals now. So momentum seems to have shifted to their side. There's number 4 for the Blake Bears, Nick Crosby. He was on the field most of the first half as well. There's Holm trying to get the loose ball, and it's picked up nicely there by number 5, Blake Weyerhauser. So Benilde dominating time of possession here. They seem to do that pretty well in the second quarter, and they're off to a good start in that category as well. Benilde is yet to get possession on the offensive end. So that's number 2 with it, Jackson Hubler. Fighting for it there is 7, Santelli, who had the 3rd goal for the Blake Bears, and he almost gets pushed out of bounds there by number 16, Ryan Tucker, the senior defenseman. But Santelli keeps it. He takes another shot, and this one goes just wide of Buzz Williams, the Red Knight goalie, and it will remain with the Blake Bears. So they have been quite effective in the second and third quarter. Here's your replay. Nice spin move by Holm. Boy, he opened up a shot. The angle was pretty tight, though. Oh, and down goes a Blake Bear, number 5, Blake Weyerhaeuser, but 23. Jimmy Groover picks it up nicely. So the Blake Bears have been getting some favorable bounces here of late. Now 8:20 to go. They've possessed the ball the whole third quarter, and they continue to possess it. Oh, and there, they do turn it over. Unfortunately, Hubler couldn't keep it in bounds, so now the Benilde St. Margaret's with 8:12 to go will go on offense, and there, Buzz Williams hits Quinn Elin. They are gonna go to work as fast as possible, but he's getting harassed nicely there by Bjorn Holm, number 9. And Elin has it on the right side, number 24. Being guarded closely by Weyerhaeuser. So Benilde will set up shop. Brian Arnold comes in, number 19. You see him there on the top of your screen. There's Elin. So we got Elin to Arnold there. Fakes it to Ben Shear. They're their 3 big knockers out there in terms of goal scoring. Top 3 goal scorers right there for Benilde. There's Ben Shear, gets it down to Edmund Hose. That's Van Overbeek to his right. Edmund Hose comes around the goal, trying maybe to look to stuff it in. Gives it up to Jack Van Overbeek, and he drops it, but picks it up, and he's pushed out of bounds nicely. Great defense by the Blake Bears. Number 16 is Noah Bragan. Watch him with the long stick, just push him out. And now the Blake Bears have it back. They certainly look different than early in the first quarter. Still down 3 though. And that pass by number 1, Michael Jajoris, is off the mark. And very disappointing for the Black Bears. Look at his facial, or now just his body language. Yeah, it should have been handled there. So here comes Benilde with their second possession of the third quarter. That is number 2, Seamus Foley. There's Ben Shear, 22, senior captain for Benilde. Brings it down low, turns around, and just coming into the match there, top of your, right of your screen, Brian Arnold, number 19. He'll trot around to the right side. That's his favorite side. He loves to take those shots from the right side, right-handed. He can get some, haven't seen him do that tonight though. He does have a goal, but not like how he likes to score him, which is from about right where he is there. Just take a huge shot at it. Okay, so Arnold still with it, 6:10 to go, third quarter. Now become overcast and the temperature has dropped. Game time temperature was 83, but it's markedly dropped out there. Little weather system coming through. Brian Arnold with it still all this time. Ben Shear looking, boy, Blake is playing really tough defense right now. Really holding Benilde, haven't had hardly any shots. They haven't had any shots in the third quarter. We're already down to 5, coming up on 5:30, 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Van Overbeek with it behind. Benilde still has a 3-goal lead. They're in no hurry. And the pass in the middle is loose, but Edmund Hose comes up with it. Back to Van Overbeek, and he trips on his own feet and loses the ball, and it's picked up by the Blake Schools. Number 11 is Will Watkins, the defenseman, the senior defenseman. And now they give up the ball, and there's 3 on none. And Ben Shear knows what to do. It's a very costly mistake by the Blake Bears. So with 5:03 to go, a very costly turnover turned on basically a breakaway for Ben Shear, uncontested. There's Eric Weber. Did he have the assist? I didn't notice. Let's see. Yeah, came out there. Nope. Yep. Nope. Van Overbeek had the assist. Nice recognition by him. Saw Ben Shear. And the senior captain knew what to do with it, so he gets on the scoreboard, and the lead returns to 4 for Benilde. 7-3 here, 5:03 to go, third quarter. Back to center field now. Thomas Washington wins another one. He might be the best face-off artist in lacrosse in the state. He's only a junior. All right, so Blake will go to work. Nick Crosby, number 4, gives it up to number 2, Jackson Hubler there. Hubler with it. Now Crosby up top to Thomas Washington. And Washington does a spin move and gets by the defender. He goes by 2 or 3 other ones, takes a shot, and it's deflected in front. Loose ball, and the Blake Bears come up with it. Nice job by Hubler too, scooping it up and getting it back to number 5, Weyerhaeuser. And now Thomas has it, and the Blake Bears will go to work. They need to get more goals here, and they need to do it in a hurry. Jeff Santelli, he's capable of scoring a goal. He's got one of them. I think he got the 3rd one, and in comes Hubler, and nice save there by Buzz Williams, and the rebound comes out perfectly to number 17, Evan Eliason. And no, there was a whistle. I don't know what the call was, but the result is that the Blake Bears have it back now at 3:50 to go, 3rd quarter. Crosby, number 4, loses it again. And the Bears pick it up. Karsten Swenson, number 12 with the long stick and the long pass to midfield to that man, number 7, Alex Weber. And here he comes down the right side as the Blake Bears scramble back on D. There's Eric Weber, 27 now. Gets it into Karsten Swenson, who takes a shot, and the bounce pass goes wide left off the mark. But Benilde will retain possession with 3:21 to go. Here's the replay. Blake Bears were there covering, and that definitely impacted the shot. So nice defense there by the Bears. So Turner Wine now in the game. He has it. And that is Jerome Newhouse, who gives up the Shea Kenny Leonhardt. So they are usually the 3 up top on attack that substitute for Arnold, Elin, and Shear. Okay, there is Shea Kenny Leonhardt, number 18. Gives it up to Jack Van Overbeek. That's Newhouse, 20. All these guys can score. Benilde, very deliberate. And there's a trip, no call, and the ball comes loose. Nice defense by the Bears. They crawl the turnout, and there's a nice outlet pass at midfield. Pass ahead there, I think that's Hubler, and he gets shoved. Hubler has it to Crosby. Blake Bears got something going here, and oh, Buzz Williams stymies number 22 for the Bears, Sebastian Holvard. And another, and a, wow, big play, down goes, and calls from the crowd of unnecessary roughness.
You're a cheap jack, 16!
Number 2 for the Red Knights goes down. Number 16 is, I think, Noah Ragon. There's 2 16s in the program, or Morgan Swigert. I don't know which it is. Honest to God, in the program here, here's the scoring opportunity, and what a save by Buzz Williams with the net. Ricochets it off. So still down and being tended to behind the net there. And I think they, so the call goes against the Blake Bears.
Cross-checking on the Bears. 2 minutes, not early school penalty.
So cross-check penalty is called against the Blake Bears. Number 16, either Morgan Swigert or Noah Reagan. So Seamus Foley was the injured player, the 9th grader, the freshman defender. He gets up under his own power, but he looks a little shaken up. He looks a little groggy out there. I don't know if he suffered a concussion, but the cross-check is the call against the Blake Bears. And they will sit for 2 minutes. So the Red Knights will get a 2-man advantage for basically the remainder of the 3rd quarter. And they have a 7-3 lead. So costly penalty there for the Blake Bears, being down 4 in this final of Section 5 boys lacrosse. So we're slowly getting ready, and we're underway now. 2:10 And Benilde has it with a man advantage until 15 seconds left in the third quarter. So Edmund Hose has it. No, that's Van Overbeek, number 1. And that was Eric Weber who got the match's first goal. And the rebound comes up, and Eddie has it. Edmund Hose, H-O-E-S. There's Hose to Shear. Oh, nice quick pass to Arnold up top. Boy, that Shear, he is quick on his feet. Can stop on a dime. There's Hose. Shear, watch Benilde just move it around so efficiently around the horn, forcing the Blake Bears to adjust constantly. There's Arnold, takes that big shot and he scores! That's the shot I was talking about. That's what he likes to do, this time from the top of the key, as it were. He delivers a low, hard one. It's almost like he's a sidewinder right down there at the hip. He really whips that thing, so there's a happy guy. Watch this, he gets real low with it, bang! Almost like a sidewinder in baseball. Side-armed lacrosse, left-handed lacrosse shooter. Brian Arnold with the Benilde Red Knights' 8th goal of the match. We're getting late in the third quarter and extends the Red Knights' lead to 5, 8-3, and back to center field. 1:20 to go, third quarter. That is Thomas Washington in green on your left. Best face-off artist I've ever seen in boys lacrosse, and he wins another one. He could teach a clinic on how to do it. Okay, so the Blake Bears, and we got timeout now called with 1:07 by the Blake Bears. Probably not a bad idea for Frank Clark, the head coach of the Blake Bears, to do that. They want to get a goal here to keep it closer here late in the third quarter. If they could get that deficit to just 4, that's not insurmountable. Sounds a lot better than 5 going into the last 12 minutes of this final match. So we'll see what they come up with. There is Mr. Clark talking to his team. He seems to have all of their attentions. Meanwhile, the Red Knights are also huddling. They got 2 huddles there, actually. Looks like the defense is having a separate huddle, as is the Blake Bears. So they separate offense from defense. So the Bears are done talking, at least the defense is. And looks like still in goal will remain Tyler Hayes, number 15. If you were with us from the beginning, Gavin McDonough, the 9th grader, started out, gave up 4 goals, not necessarily his fault. In fact, none of them, I think, if I can recall correctly. Just the Benilde Red Knights just got past the defense. And then he came up with 9 or 10 excellent saves on Red Knights. This game could have been way out of control early on, but for Gavin McDonough. But to the head coach of Blake Bears' credit, they've given up less goals here in the second half so far than they did in the first. So far a wise move by Mr. Clark, Frank Clark, the head coach. Okay, for the Blake Bears, and they're underway. That's Thomas Washington. He has 2 of the 3 goals for the Bears. Keep an eye on him. And here he comes, and he tries to wield his magic. Gives up the ball to Nick Crosby, 4 up top there. Comes back around to Thomas Washington, can't handle the pass, and number 16 with the long stick for Benilde is Ryan Tucker. And he passes it ahead to Jack Wrigley, number 44. He comes in. Benilde is dangerous in these situations as we approach the half-minute mark of the third quarter.
30 seconds.
Nice job there by Jack Wrigley as he runs out of your picture to the right, and behind the net is Eric Weber. Gives it up to Ben Shear. 20 seconds about to go. Quinn Elin
20.
tries to rush the ball, and he's stopped there by number 7 for the Blake Bears. That's Jeffrey Santelli.
10.
9 seconds to go. Quinn Elin, look for him to take the shot now with this little time to go. 4, and he takes the shot, he scores! 4th goal of the match with 2 seconds to go. And Benilde is up 9-3. All kinds of high fives in the Benilde section. nice goal there. Quinn Elin comes up big right at the tail end, and if you're the Blake Bears, that has got to hurt.
Full score by the Knights, number
The
24,
lead goes to
Elin.
6, the largest of the match for either team. Actually, Benilde has led the whole way. Up 4-1. Then it was 6-3, and now it's 9-3 with 3 consecutive goals by Benilde here. 2 seconds to go. Thomas Washington against Karsten Swenson, and that will end your third quarter from Armstrong High School football field. Boys lacrosse come back for the exciting fourth quarter.
Senior Helpers provides essential information, in-home care, and support for seniors living with Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, dementia, and other disabling diseases. We spoke with renowned occupational therapist Teepa Snow about some of the myths surrounding Alzheimer's disease.
Some of the myths about dementia and Alzheimer's is that people aren't trying and that maybe we should push them harder. There's a point at which the brain is dying, and so people are doing the best they can in that moment. What we could do is change how we go about it. Another myth is that it's all genetic. Not necessarily. Lifestyle matters. How we live our life makes a difference. We also know that not everybody will get it. It's not something that for sure as you age you will develop.
For more information on Senior Helpers, please visit us online at seniorhelpers.com. Senior Helpers is a member of the Alzheimer's Foundation of America.
Welcome back to ParkTV 16 Sports production of boys varsity lacrosse. Tonight it's the Section 5 final to go to the state tournament next Tuesday. It begins, and we have the Benilde St. Margaret Red Knights up 9-3 here. We're about to begin the fourth quarter against their crosstown rival, the Blake School. 9-3 is your score. Benilde got up to a 4-0 lead. It was 4-1 after the first quarter. And now it's 9-3. Benilde will be going from our left to our right. The Blake School right to our left. So this is it, 12 minutes to go for a berth in the final 8 called the state tournament. All right, and we're underway here, and the Blake School will get the first possession, and they desperately need to get an early goal here. And that is number 2 for the Blake School, Jackson Hubler. He likes to play the left side on the offensive end, and he is getting harassed there nicely by number 17 for the Red Knights. That's Evan Eliason. And here comes Thomas Washington, and he shoots, he scores! His third of the match, and they do get off to a great start. They needed to get a goal early, and they got it, and they went to their stalwart superstar, Thomas Washington. Look at that quick shot. He's so fast and strong, that guy. Third goal of the match, hat trick for him. And he comes off, and he will now not take the face-off here for the first time. Boy, he must be tired and need a break because they cannot afford to not win a bunch of face-offs. They're down 5. They got to win at least 5 face-offs here. And just about 11 and a half minutes to go. So in there, I think that was number, yep, and Benilde, Coleman Reese gets that one. Nice job by him, and his pass goes awry, however. So Blake gets a break there on the poor passing by Benilde. And here comes number 1, Michael DeJoris. So DeJoris gives it up to number 28, Bobby Chancellor. It's Chancellor with it. Still with the ball after getting checked there by number 15, Will Hodder. And the Blake School moves the ball in position. They shoot, they score! Oh my goodness. Nick Crosby, less than a half minute after Thomas Washington's goal. Suddenly they have 2, and it's 9-5 with the better part of 11 minutes to go. 2 quick goals by Blake. Nice passing, and what a shot. Buzz Williams never saw it. The lights have come on here now in the 4th quarter. The skies have become overcast. The temperature has dropped. The field is still dry, and the Blake School has 2 consecutive goals here, and it's 9-5. The deficit is just 4, and we've got nearly the whole 4th quarter to go, and the Blake Bears could not have gotten off to a better start offensively to still have a shot at making it to the state tournament. And they win the faceoff on the back of Thomas Washington again. He's back out there now, looks refreshed, and the Blake Bears have their 3rd possession. They're 2 for 2 in the 4th quarter, and that is number 28 again, Bobby Chancellor. As he spins around up top, being chased nicely there by number 7 for Benilde. That's Alex Webert, of course. And Thomas Washington has it, and even though they're down 4 and have just scored 2, they're not showing any anxiousness. Great, great poise by both teams. Both teams playing very well tonight. Okay, Thomas Washington goes to work, and he gives up the ball when he slips, and his teammate number 7 saves him, Jeffrey Santelli. Oh, and he gets it stripped away by Karsten Swenson, and he's done that before, and now he comes streaking down the left side as he crosses midfield, the 40, and he gets a pass down to number 4, that's Edmund Hose, and Hose gives it up to Van Overbeek, who looks for Karsten Swenson in the middle. He can't handle the pass. And there's a whistle and a push, and Benilde will retain possession on the whistle, so we're down to 9.5 minutes, and Benilde now their first real offensive in the 4th quarter here, and there's Brian Arnold, who scored late in the 3rd, trying to stop the turnaround here by the Blake Bears. Bears really cannot afford to give up too many more goals, if any. They still got to get 4 more just to tie them and send it into overtime. Okay, there's Quinn Eland on the up top there as he works and finds some room and takes a shot, and what a save. Nice, number 15 for the Blake Bears, Tyler Hayes, the junior, who came in for Gavin McDonough after halftime, comes up with maybe one of the biggest saves of the season for the Blake Bears if they can get back in this further. And there, number 2 drops it. That was Jackson Hubler, and he almost comes up with it, and instead the Red Knights do, and Evan Eliasson scoops it up nicely, and now we're back out in midfield, and I think that is Quinn Eland. Looks like him, and he takes a shot, and another save by Hayes, number 15 for the Blake Bears, and we got a whistle. 8:22 to go. Here's Eland. Boy, I thought he might score that. You know, that ball came out funny, and then, boy, bounced off and hit the post, and I think it was heading wide left there, but it might have hit a clump of dirt. If you look in front of the goal, it looks a little worn there, and I bet there's some uneven terrain that could have made that ball bounce right. Looks like I've just been informed as the teams leave the field, we are in a lightning delay. As I indicated, there are storms that are in the area, and I do see some lightning in the clouds north of the goal to the left as you look at the screen. So we're gonna take a break, and I don't know for how long. So we'll go to break, and we'll have more information of when we'll get underway here with 8:22 to go in the final quarter of the Section 5 final. It's 9-5 Benilde. Come on back.
I'm Sandra Fry. I'm a union bus driver, and I'm also a mom. During 17 years with Greyhound, I've covered over 2 million miles. My job is to safely bring families together. I love the open road, but I never forget that a drowsy or careless driver could be right around the next curve. Drunk driving is the deadliest of all. As a mom and as a bus driver, I have a message for you. If you drink, don't drive.
Welcome back to Armstrong High School football field, where we have been bringing you the Section 5 finals of the boys lacrosse between Benilde St. Margaret's, ranked number 1, and the Blake School, ranked number 2. And we have been in a lightning delay for about an hour. There's about 8 minutes and 32 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. And we've been under a lightning delay for the better part of an hour, and we just got word that the game is either going to conclude at this juncture if there's still lightning in the sky at 10:15. It's about 10 minutes to 10 o'clock right now, and it's looking like that is going to be our final, and that Benilde St. Margaret's will win the Section 5 final and represent Section 5 in the state tournament next Tuesday. Unless, of course, they don't, and they resume play at 10:15, and the Blake School comes roaring back at the end to upend Benilde. But it's really looking like this is going to be the end. There isn't going to be any more lacrosse action in Section 5 tonight. And so for our producer, Paul Broden, and our excellent camera crew, I am Robert Christensen, proud to bring you another ParkTV sports broadcast. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and we'll see you again.